Now, there's a lot of news coming out about dire wolves finally coming back from extinction. Now, dire wolves are a type of wolf species that existed 12,000 years ago and they died out back then. And now they're being brought back. Well, technically, they're not actually being brought back because of the way it's being done. Now, apparently, how they did it is they used the DNA from dire wolf a skull from many thousand years ago, as well as a tooth they found many thousand years ago. They taken that DNA, they studied it, and they took the DNA of a gray wolf, I think, which is the closest relative of the dire wolf, and they using and after figuring out how the DNA of the dire wolf is different from the gray wolf, they managed to change the DNA of the gray wolf to make it as similar to the dire wolf as possible. And they created an embryo, and they implanted it, and they basically brought out a dire wolf, I guess. But honestly, it's more like a modified gray wolf than anything, because most of the genes are the gray wolf. I mean, they just took the all the information they had from the dire wolf DNA and put it into the gray wolf. So it's technically a modified gray wolf more than a dire wolf. Now, so I wouldn't call this bringing a species back from extinction exactly. It's more like hybridization, crossbreeding. It's kind of like that, because the majority of the DNA is in the dire wolves. Now, with the technology we have available, this is the closest we can actually get, because getting the complete DNA of a species is very difficult to get for most fossils. And even if we do get it, I mean, creating an embryo just using that DNA, I don't know if we have the tech for that yet. There's been a lot of talk about making woolly mammoths as well, and it's probably going to be a similar process. I mean, they're already experimenting on it using mice and all that. They mean woolly mice. So I guess the next step will be a woolly mammoth. But that's another story. But anyway, so technically a type of dire wolves has come back. I think there are 3 dire wolves right now. And this is a company. There is a company that's making this. And while this is promising, I don't know if this is actually de-extinction. I mean, it's exciting, but there's also a lot of issues that come along with this, because, I mean, this species died out 12,000 years ago, and now something like this is coming back. I don't know how it's going to adapt to the current environment, the climate, the water, the food, all the bacteria and viruses. Whether or not it will be able to handle it, we have no idea. Now, these wolves are in a specifically controlled facility, will always be monitored. So yeah, they're getting the best options they can, but I don't know how they're gonna last a long time. Whether or not they might end up having some genetic defects occurring because they were created and not naturally born. We don't know anything about that. Any future problems they might have. But anyway, this is exciting, I guess, since we all know the dire wolves from Game of Thrones, and if these wolves end up being as big as those wolves and looking like them, that would be pretty awesome. And I would be excited to see that, but that's going to take time. I think they were only born a few months ago, and I don't know how long it will take for them to fully grow up. Whether or not they're being mixed with with gray wolf genes has any effect in their growth, who knows. But yeah, I guess this is technically an exciting time in science. And let's wait and see what other animals we managed to bring back.